Hello everyone and welcome to DVxUI. From some of my last videos, you all have been requesting that I should include my voice and tell you a step-by-step process to design web pages. So today here I am with a design which you can see on your screen. We are going to design this beautiful hero section of a pizza selling website, and you are going to learn a lot about Figma and the UI designing. So let's get started. So now as you can see, we are here on this empty page called YouTube design. You can also create your own page by using this plus icon. Now let me give you an overview of this window. Now first of all, we have this pages section over here, as I just said. And over here we have our elements. And then here we have styling properties that will appear when you are using an element. Over here, as you can see, a black shade of box. What this does is, if I press a key, it will say it aloud, so that you will be able to know what shortcuts I am using for the designs. We are going to start with a frame. So the first thing is to select a frame. What you can do is hit F key on your keyboard and select a frame. So this is how you can draw a frame. And as you can see, the options has appeared over here, which you can use to style this frame. But I'm not going to use this frame, so delete this. I'm going to press this option and select frame, and here I will select desktop. Now desktop is my personal preference. You can choose any frame you want. Now when I double click on this grid icon over here, this will zoom it to fit my screen. Now we have our frame on the very center of the screen. Now the second step that we have here is to get a background picture. I have all my resources over here, as you can see, but I will tell you from where you can get resources and from where I got mine. So I will open a new tab and here I will type free pick. I will go to this first link, and this is a very amazing website where you can find any picture you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the pizza, since we are making a pizza website. Hit enter. And we are presented with these beautiful pictures of pizza. Now you need to keep one thing in mind while choosing a picture, that it should have negative spaces which you can utilize to put text and elements over it. As you can see, this picture also looks very great and this can also be used. So feel free to choose your picture. For the letters, what we can do is I can type letters here, and we can get these letters images over here. Now if you want to make PNG out of it, what you can do is you can select the picture and hit remove background, and this will automatically remove the background from the image. Well, let's head back to the Figma and start designing. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this picture and I will go to my desktop frame and I will paste it here. Now the picture is not perfectly aligned, so what I will do is I will use these alignment tools over here to align it perfectly. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to align it horizontally. So it has been aligned horizontally, and next I want to align it vertically. So it is done. Now let's start the actual designing part. I guess we can provide some border radius over here. Let's say 24. Okay, this looks nice. Now we need the name of the website. So the name that I'm going to provide to my website is, let's say, slices.com, because pizza have slices. Very creative thinking. Now the text is quite big. What we can do is we can reduce its size. So let's say 32, and this looks nice. Let's place it randomly over here. Now to align this text, what we can do is we can use something called layout grid. We will go in the layout grid, press on this icon, and here we will select a column grid, and in the count we will provide 16. You can also change the gutter size. Gutter size is basically the spaces between these red bars, as you can see over here. Now we can align this text on our web page. So here, let's say in the middle of this red bar, this first red bar. And now in order to put some more emphasis on this slices text, what we can do is we can change the color of this text. For that, what I can do is I can provide a color over here in the fill. Hit enter and the color has been changed. So let's see how it looks. So it looks nice. Now the next step that we have is to draw the navigation bar. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a frame and place it randomly on our design. Now this is a frame. What I want to do is I want to provide a fill color. So the color is white, which does not look quite nice. But first, let's fix its alignment. For that, I'm again going to use this tool over here, which is align horizontal centers. Press it and it has been aligned horizontally at the center. Now you can adjust the size according to yourself, but what I recommend is you can use 518 by 50 pixels. Well, 50 looks quite small. What we can do is we can increase its height. Let's say 55. Okay, 55 looks good. And we can also provide corner radius. So I want complete circular radius. So I will hold the shift and keep pressing the up key until it is completely rounded. So now it is perfect. Now I will place it slightly upward and place it just like this. Now if you want to know the distance between this frame and this navigation bar, what you can do is you can hold the Alt button and hover over the frame. So the distance is 17. I guess we can make it 16. So yes, it is 16 now. It looks nice. Now we want to style this navigation bar. Now for the styling part, first of all, I'm going to place the navigation links over here. So for that, I will select text and here I will write home, copy that, then all pizzas, copy that as well, then about, copy it, and the last one is contact. Now I will select all and I will provide some styling to them. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make the font size 16 and I don't want them to be semi-bold. I want them to be medium. And now as you can see, the alignment is not very perfect over here. Now to fix this, what we can do is we can select all these texts and here on the right panel we can select auto layout. Now this auto layout automatically places them in the center and it makes our job easy. What you can do is you can adjust the space among the text. For example, if I write here 20, you can see the gap has been reduced to 20. But what I want is a value of 70. And now I will again use this alignment tool to vertically center it. Now it has been placed on the very center and I will also use this. Okay, so now it looks sorted. What we can do is we can provide more styling to this navigation bar. So for that, what we can do here is we can go to this fill and here I'm going to choose gradient. Now for the starting part, I need 1B, 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 which is a hex code for a variant of black. And again here I'm going to use 1B, and here for the 100% opacity I'm going to reduce it to 0. So now I get this gradient effect over here. Let me first change the color of my text. Let's make them white for the better visibility. So now as you can see, the gradient has been provided to this navigation bar. What we can do is we can reduce the overall opacity of the gradient. For that, I'm going to make it 40. 40 is quite less. Well, this happens. You have to iterate things out in order to get it perfect. Now here I will use, let's say 80. So yeah, this looks fine, but we cannot see the right part of our navigation bar. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it out of the frame a little bit. So now it is visible, as you can see. Slightly visible, but it is more than enough for our design. Now, in order to put emphasis on this navigation bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide stroke, and a stroke of 1 pixel, and the color is going to be white. So there is this one shortcut that you should know. If you write FF, it will automatically understand that you are talking about white color, or you can also go directly right here white. So it will also select the hex code FF. So now this has been fixed. What we can do is, to indicate that we are on the home page, we can change the color of this home. Let's make it this color, which is our primary color. And now it is fixed. Let's see if the alignment is perfect. Hold Alt, and the alignment is quite not good. Let's hold Shift and drag it down. Okay, now it looks good. Let's take a bird eye view. Okay, this looks nice. Now the next step is to write the text on this hero section. I have been designing websites and applications for over 3 years, and I have observed some of the common layout that I'm going to tell you about right now. Let me first tell you what I have observed over the years by opening some websites. Let's say Mobin, and let's open few more. Dribble, and let's take a complete different domain. Let's say Trading View. And now I want you to observe the pattern. As you can see over here, they are forming a triangle from here to here. So this text portion of this website forming a triangle over here. Let's go to Dribble. They are also forming a triangle which is inverted, as you can see over here. Now let's go to Trading View. They are also sort of forming a triangle, which you can observe by looking at the base over here of the triangle, and then they have this angled side of this triangle over here. Now what I am trying to tell you is that they follow an unsaid rule, and that rule is triangle rule. Now in reality, I don't think that this triangle rule exists, but this is my personal observation. This will help you in your designing journey a lot. So over here on your screen, as you can see, we have this text triangle formula. So what I'm trying to convey is that the text or the elements are always placed on the hero section in the form of a triangle. Just as we saw, this Mobin website is using an inverted triangle over here. And this Dribble is also using this inverted triangle layout. Similarly, we have this other layout as well. Now let me help you visualize this by going to the next slide, which is here. As you can see, we should always place our text in the form of a triangle, which may or may not have a peak. As you can see, the text which are arranged in this way are generally looks good. So this is a common observation which I have got. Now the one more thing that you can observe here is the text block formula. Now as you can see, we have this rectangle over here. The objective is to make this text follow a rectangular pattern. For that we can make text alignment as justified. So hit on these 3 icons and use this justified. So now it has been justified. Now let's go back to our design and use this knowledge. So now on our design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this triangle, which is left right angle triangle. Quite a jumbled name, but this is what we have got. So here what we need to do is we need to first make the tip of the triangle. So for that, what we can do is we can write a text like since 1998, and let's reduce the size, let's say 80. Okay, this is good. And here we will select a primary color to this. And for the alignment, I will make it start from the second rectangular block, as you can see over here. You can always switch it off by selecting your frame and using this eye icon. So now it has been switched off, but I want to keep it here just to be perfectly aligned. So now we have the tip of our triangle over here. Now the next thing what we need to do is we need to make the body. So for the body, I'm going to write get the cheesiest, and the text is quite small. We can increase the size, let's say 68. Okay, 68 looks fine. And we can also reduce the font weight, let's say light, and place it over here, put it in the center. Now the next thing that we want to do is we need to make the base of our triangle. So for that, I'm going to use the text slices of pizza. And let's increase its size to 100 pixels. And this needs to be bold, not semi-bold, but medium. I guess it will work fine. Here we will go, place it over here. This looks good. To put emphasis on the pizza, what we can do is we can change its color to the primary color. Okay, this looks nice now. Now the next step that we have is to write the description of our hero section. So for that, I'm going to use a placeholder text that you can get from Lorem Ipsum. You can also get it from the plugins of the Figma, but I prefer this website. I will select it till here, copy it, go to here and paste it. Now the text is quite big. Let's make it 18, I guess. Okay, it has been disappeared. So color will be white. And let's reduce down its weight. That will be light. Now this looks nice. What we can do is we can reduce its opacity. So now as you can see, by using the triangle law, we have designed it perfectly and it also looks very great. Now we need CTAs. CTAs are basically call to action buttons. So for the button part, here is another trick for you. What you can do is you can select a text and write it here, not odor, but order, now, and let's increase the font size to 20. And from light, we will go to medium. Now right click on your mouse and then find this option which says add auto layout and make a fill of the primary color because this button is primary. And as you can see, this is not very visible on the screen. So for that, what we can do is we are going to choose a color. Now for the color selection part, what you can do is you can go to the darkest part of your image and select a color from there. So this is very dark. We should make it a little bit lighter. Let's say this color. This color is nice. Make it a little bit darker. So select your color, hold shift and then press arrow down key on your keyboard. And as you can see, the color has been darkened. Now let's adjust the dimension of this box. For that, we have this layout and we will adjust the padding of the auto layout. So it is going to be 24 for the horizontal, and for the vertical padding, we need 12. And we will place it over here. Now what you can do is you can also make it like this in order to follow the guide completely, but it is always up to you. It is not very compulsory. Let's just make it wider. And here we will say C menu. And let's remove this fill and add a stroke of white. And for the C menu, we will make it white as well. So now let's take a look of our hero section. Okay, so this looks very nice, but I guess the gap is quite large between this text and buttons. So let's reduce it. You always have to iterate out things in order to get it perfect, and this is a part of designing. Now I'm going to grab the other elements of our design, which is this pizza first. and I will just randomly drop it here. Place it over here. So this looks nice. Now the next element that we have is this lettuce. I will also drop this over here. So now as you can see, this is inverted. What we can do is we can right click and make it flip vertical. So now it has been perfectly aligned. We can also flip it horizontally. Now I'm going to use send to back option. So it will place the lettuce image behind every other element on this frame. But we want it a little bit higher, so drag it from here and place it here. One thing that is also important is to name your images. So I will name it as lettuce PNG and this too as BGPNG. You can also name it as background or lettuce, that is just fine. So now as you can see, we are all done with our design, and let me give you the complete view of this design. So let's hide this grid and randomly click on the page and select show hide UI. Let me make it a little bit larger so that you can see better. So now as you can see, this looks very nice. One more thing that we can do here is to provide a stroke to this complete frame. So let's do that. So we will select the frame, the complete frame, then go to stroke and then select our primary color. And I generally like a stroke of 4. Let's see this again. So this looks nice and we are done with our design. So this is how you can design a hero section of a website. Also, I would like to know, how do you feel about this design and about this video? Please put your views in the comment section. So this is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. We will meet in the next one.